Okay, I'm making this video to explain what an abacus is. Just a basic introduction to abacus, its parts, and how you can count using abacus. Well, what is an abacus? It is a simple mechanical device to help with arithmetic. It was invented in ancient China. And I think an abacus is a great example of something which is extremely simple yet incredibly powerful. So it has got these beads which slide on these vertical rods which help you with computation. Well, the first thing to know when you're using an abacus, at least with this model, is how to place it. Sometimes kids place it this way, then it slides. No, that's not how you use it. You should put it this way so that these characters, these Chinese characters, appear on the top. Alright, and you can use this pen to move the beads, or you can use your finger, whatever you like. So these parts which move up and down, these vertical rods, are called the beads, which are the most important components of the abacus. And the one in the center, that's the central bar, which is also important. Alright, so let's start doing some math. So the very first thing that you do before you start using an abacus is to clear the abacus. And that is, you move everything to the top and everything on the bottom goes to the bottom, right? So that is clearing the abacus. Now, what is represented here? This is the representation of the number 0 in abacus. Well, so first thing, you have to clear the abacus. Actually, there are some fancy abacus where you press a button and all these beads, they immediately retract to the opposite walls, but this is a very basic one. You have to do it with your hand. Okay, so what is the value of these beads? So all these in the bottom are called the earthly beads, and they have a value of 1. The ones in the top here, they are heavenly beads. They have a value of 5. So these are 1 and those are 5. Well, that's a little bit of an oversimplification, because really you have to also take the place value into consideration. So just like in regular numbers, when I write a number 3, when I put it in the units place, it has 1 value, but I put it in the tens place, the same number 3, it has a different value. So I said this one is 5, yes, that's 5, and this one is also 5, but really it's 50. This one is 500, and so on. And for a bead to count, it should be placed towards the central bar. So right now, this one is 1, but it doesn't count anything until I move it here. Then it gets a value of 1. Likewise, this one right now has value 0. When I move it here, it gets a value of 1. So how does counting work? So let's start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I don't have any more beads, so I have to go to the heavenly beads. So I move the earthly beads back and move the heavenly bead to the center bar. So now that's a 5. 5 plus 1, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, right? And then you want 10. Well, how do you write 10 in base 10? Well, it's 1, 0. So here you should have nothing. And here you should have 1. So these are worth 1. So that's your 10. Keep counting. 11, 12, 13, 14. And then I want a 5. 15 is 1, 5. So I push these back and slide this down. That's 15. Let's keep going. 16, 17, 18, 19, and a 20. How do you write 20? 20 is 2, 0. So I should have nothing in the units position, and I should have a 2 here. So I get one more bead up. So that's 2, 0, 20. Let's move on. 21, 22, 23, 24, and a 25. So these go down, and that's a 25. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 is 3, 0. So I need 3 and 0. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 is 3 and a 5, so I need a 5, so I use the heavenly bead. That's a 35. 36, 37, 38, 39, and a 40. 40 is 4, 0, so 4 here and 0, so I should clear everything here. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and a 50. 50 is 5 and 0. 0 here, and I need a 5 here, so I need the heavenly bead, 5. That's 5, 0. And then you can keep moving on. So if I want 100, let's see, how do you do 100? So I should have 0 here, and a 1 here. So that's a 100. Let's try to represent different numbers. Let's say 231. 231. How do you do 572? So I need a 5 here, so I use a heavenly bead, 572. I need a 7 here, so it's 5 and a 2, 572. Okay? Alright, so I hope that helps you understand what an abacus is, its basic parts, the value of the beads, and basic counting. So we'll practice more with that. I guess I didn't mention what these Chinese characters are, but those are really the place values. This is ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and so on. So just the powers of 10. So we'll learn more about this in the next video. Thank you.